Oh, these poor souls. They don't know what they're getting themselves into tonight. Welcome back to Cubecar Season 2. We're racing in race number 5 here at Talladega Super Speedway. Probably the most dangerous track of the schedule, if I'm going to be real. Now, before I get started, I must say, normally I have 4 ones to watch for each race, but considering how many leaders and how many crashed cubes we had last time, I'd say the ones to watch are everyone. Literally anyone in this field can win this race tonight. No questions asked. And we're just going to get along with it tonight.
Drivers, to your cars.
That's the wrong camera. Alright. I do want to mention, though, that for the first time this season, we have a field filler on the front row, which is interesting. But yeah, this track is an absolute monster. You'll see them going 3 wide, even 4 wide in some circumstances, but usually whenever they do go 4 wide, it usually ends in some crazy, crazy madness. And this track is a little bit different from other tracks on the schedule, is that the start-finish line is not in the center of the front straightaway. It is actually further down than you would expect, which allows for some incredible finishes like we've seen in 2009, 2020, 2015, 2016. And just overall, this track is an absolute classic every year. Except for the years when it wasn't, but we don't talk about those races. Only 3 cubes went to the back. It was Road Toad, or actually 2 of them. Road Toad and Among Us went to the back for problems in qualifying. See, Pac is going to lead them to green as the green flag is out, and we are racing at Talladega. Already, they're fanning out to go 3 wide as Sheepmobile goes to the outside lane. Curb is going to have the advantage on the middle line, and let's see if Pac in the 11 can do at least a decent job of trying to lead a lap here in this race. Cole Steele in the 74 with a great run with help from Heihachi behind him. But Pac is going to stick to the bottom lane. That's pretty much the ideal route you want to go most of the time at this track. Raccoon in the 45, and looks like the One Piece in the 93 also going to take the bottom lane. And who's going to lead this first lap? It's going to be very close between Cold Steel and Pac, but I believe it's going to be Cold Steel's going to get it. Barely. He had a good run last race at Portland. Had to remember what track it was for a second. But they're already 3 wide, pretty much 8 or 9 rows back. Maybe more than that. That's what this race is going to be like until we have an eventual big one, because it happened pretty early last race, so let's see how far we can go without one this time. But already our pulses are getting sucked up through the outside lane. Cold Steel continues to lead. I'd say the best point of passing right here is coming out of turn 4, because then everyone gets to fan out, and you'll see everyone just trying to take the best line possible to try and pass people. But Cold Steel continuing to hold his own with Goob and Meloetta right behind him. And then Golgomobile in the 13 looking for some fun. Meloetta is actually a Super Speedway winner, not at this track, but... And Goob is carrying the number of the last cube who won at this track, which was Doge Cube, in the 00 then, as he's going to the inside looking for the lead on Cold Steel. He's got help from both Golgomobile and our points leader, Pacmobile, as he has claimed the points lead for the first time in his career last race. He's had a pretty good start to his season so far, compared to last season where he did not. It's great to see some success in that 97 cube. But Golgomobile now going to try and take the lead away. Right now, they're just trying to be as aggressive and as nice to each other as possible. You can see Hedgerton in the 06 getting forced up by Sisyphus in the 08. Now Hedgerton stuck on the middle line with Cold Steel and Goob, and now The 97 and the 13 battling each other. Here comes Bowser and Sisyphus and Space Cube and Igus now in the bottom lane. You can see how it shuffles out so quickly between everyone else at this track. The only guys that never really make it up front are the guys that get stuck on the outside lane at the back of the pack and can't really get up there. But look at this pack racing. This is just beautiful. And I'd say pit stops normally around green flag periods would be around lap 30, so expect that to be the pit window. Ah yes, welcome back. Goob is he was leading. Now he's on the outside lane, but Goob did lead a lap. And I believe last race, the last time we raced here, we had 14 different leaders and 50 plus lead changes. That's how many times you'll see a new leader in this race, which is wild to think about. Bowser now, though, trying to make another lead change in this race. He goes to the bottom lane. He's going to try and pass Gogomobile. And since the 13 got up to the outside lane, looks like Bowser's going to get away with that lead here. But he's got 2 more cubes behind him, anxious for a win this season. Being up front here early, never usually a good thing. It's a good thing because most of the chaos happens behind you, but you want to wait until the very end to be up front. That's the strategy for this track, is that you want to conserve your energy, wait for stuff to happen in front of you, avoid the stuff that happens in front of you, and make it to the end in one piece. That's what happened to the Double Zero of Doge Cube when he won at this track last season, but he is no more, and the Double Zero line has been handed down to Goob, who has already won a race this season and is definitely in championship contention as we speak. See Haruhi and Daisy back there in the pack, making up some moves. Started way in the back of the pack and now hit along with Crush Cube as well. Oh, Goob almost made it 4 wide. That's never usually a good thing at a track like this. Actually, back there, looks like Road Toad almost made it 4 wide. Helicopter cam's a good point of view of everything we've got so far. Look at this pack. Staying pretty much full throttle the entire race. It is wild. Yeah, pretty much, your Goob is basically filling in the shoes of the past champion. Of the past points champion. So, and Goob is already doing a pretty good job with that win that they got at Richmond. And we got 2 cubes going for the lead here, as both Spark It Up and Dragonite go to the outside. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead with Igus, who also led a lap that past lap. Spark It Up is going to hold back a little bit, but Dragonite's not going to take any chances. He's going to go to the front. Number 23, also synonymous with winning at Talladega back in 2021. Same with the 01, who won the race in 08, but was disqualified for passing below the yellow line, which I believe is a penalty in this game. I'm not exactly sure if that's true. I've never seen the game penalize someone for doing that, but if that happens in the game, it probably will get you penalized. Spark It Up, though, now up front, but Curb trying to take advantage of him getting a little bit tight in the corner. He has to wash up a little bit. And now here comes 70 Sider and Haruhi. All the cubes that started at the back now making their way towards the front, as everyone else on the top lane is getting shuffled out now. And that's basically how these super speedway races go, is that you have a lot of people in a lot of different places at the same time. You'll see one guy at the front, and then 2 laps later you'll see him at the very back. You just want to stay out of trouble for the longest time. I kind of want to enable free cam, but I don't want to crash the game, so I think I'll pass on that. And now Haruhi trying to take the lead away. She's got a pretty big gap ahead of any help behind her, so she's going to have a little bit of trouble getting up to speed. And now 70 Sider goes down to the bottom with help from Daisy and Crush Cube. Looks like Heihachi and Whimsicott have fallen to the back. Well, we've gone longer in this race than we did last time without a caution. We went only 4 laps the last time we raced her without a caution. As now Daisy gets forced up to the middle line by Crush Cube. And now the 24 is going to go for third as Galaga lines up behind him. And there's Sad Knuckles as well, along with the Road Toad, who started last because of a problem in qualifying. Basically, qualifying does not matter if you're the AI at this track, because either one, you get sent to the back and have a hard time recovering, or B, you get involved in a big crash. But no 4-wide action just yet. A lot of 3-wide action, but they're trying to stay as socially distanced and not socially distanced from each other as possible. From their doors, yes, they're trying to stay as distant as possible to not cause any crashes, but bumper to bumper, they'll keep going. Crashing for a true Tuesday. Yeah. But Haruhi continuing to lead a little bit longer. But 70-sider, also a super speedway winner. Won at Fort Wayne in the original season 1. That was a while ago. Has raced in season 2, but did not race in the original season 3 before that was eventually canceled. And now he's looking to get another win here at Talladega. Not going for the lead just yet. He's going to allow Haruhi to lead another lap. Crush Cube still in third, though. Now the lead pack line is starting to thin out a little bit. Now you've got Shadow, you've got Traffic Cone, you've got Mr. Kill up here as well as our Pulse Hitter Pac in the 11. Starting to thin out a little bit. Which is a good sign, because once they start coming to pit road around lap 30, that means things will be relatively clean. Although knowing this track, things will not be relatively clean. Things will get bad fast here at Talladega. But Shadow, almost got into Mr. Kill there as he came down the track. But Shadow's another one of those cubes that is winless in total. Started 6 races in last season. Came very close to getting some wins, but unfortunately could not seal the deal due to many mechanical problems and of the like, as Roto almost gets forced into the wall by Shadow there. And that jutting out part of the safer barrier going into turn 1 is definitely not a place that you would want to hit. That is concussion material for sure, as now this lead pack is starting to wad up again. The back of the pack is starting to fizzle out. Tram in the 42. Last race dominated at Portland. Now doing pretty decent here in the early running here at Talladega. He could potentially get 2 in a row if he's up front at the right time towards the end of this race, but I have a good feeling we'll have a new winner in this race. I say that we're probably going to get a repeat winner, but who knows? By a new winner, I mean someone who has not won a race in both last season and this season. So like Daisy, Shadow, Packmobile doesn't have a win. Amori Jr. doesn't have a win. Who else? Lightning McQueen. I mean, he has wins, but not in this reboot. I mean, Lightning McQueen technically has a championship in the original season, but not in the reboot. The One Piece has a win from season 1. And now Klonoa up to 3rd. Klonoa actually has only had 1 good run this season, and it was at Richmond. And then they blew an engine in the last 10 laps, so that was a really unfortunate end of that race. But now up to 3rd, right behind Pac and Haruhi. And Haruhi's doing a good job at staying out front so far. Probably is putting up the best defense we've seen so far in this race, but now U-Haul in the 26 trying to make some moves. Really, no one can challenge her up front right now except for the 11, but the 11's got a little bit of ground to make up, but he is almost there in terms of distance to get to Haruhi in the 55. And yes, there have been caution-free races at Talladega before in real life, but I've never held a race here that has gone caution-free. And there's almost always been a big one, so maybe the trends tonight will lean away from that statistic. Who knows? It's going to be a very unpredictable race for sure, especially when pit stops come around in about 15 more laps. Let's go back in the pack a little bit more so we can get better camera angles of the rest of the field, because you can basically see the battle for the lead all the way to the battle for last place throughout the entire pack. Looks like Crush Cube and Sad Knuckles been forced up to the outside now. Goob and Lightning McQueen back on the bottom, so Sheepmobile. Looks like Whimsicott's up there as well as Raccoon, defending series champion. Amogus in the 51 also started at the back because of issues in qualifying. I guess on the bottom as well, so is Heihachi. Although Heihachi's been at the back all race, so he's looking for some kind of an opportunity to get back up front after that second place finish in Portland last week, or on Sunday. He got so close to a first career victory, but unfortunately could not do it. But Heihachi is on a bit of a hot streak right now, if I should say so myself. Him and Pac-Mobile the same. Cube, another one of those cubes has been shuffled out to the outside lane. Daisy also way back there. Not doing too hot either. Got up front and didn't really want to stay up front. That's basically how it feels to be in the draft at this track. Now Pac gets pushed to the track by Whimsicott, and now that 89 is going to try and challenge for the lead here. We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaders in this race, and fastest lap of the race goes to the 31 of Space Cube. Rare for a field filler to have the fastest lap, but he's putting on a good performance today. And it's going to be a while until someone else gets a faster lap because of how the draft works. It's all in that dirty air. You need better, cleaner air to get better laps. You need to be in less traffic overall. Sheepmobile going to the bottom as well. Almost won at this track last season, but the race ended under caution, which means that after Doge Cube crossed the line last season, the yellow flag came out and the race was declared official. That means that no one could change any positions before the end of the race. They could not race back to the line, unfortunately, as the pace car was already off once they had crossed the line, so... Thought I heard some tires squealing back there. Thought I heard someone spinning out. And now Sheepmobile trying to go for second. Taking on one of his CGB rivals to the outside. Pushes him out of the way. And here comes Goob, McQueen, and Bowser all in the bottom lane. Trying to get some laps in as well. Goob trying to get back out front and lead some more laps. He's only... Actually, no. Goob never... No, he did lead a lap. Never mind. I'm wrong. He led one singular lap. But he's now coming back up front. Trying to take that lead away from Haruhi, who has been... aggressively defensive, I should say. 70-sider on the bottom as well, so is Igus trying to get back up front. I think I see Daisy back there as well. And the thing is, at this track, I remember last season, Gunn blew an engine in the middle of the pack, went down to the apron, then came back up the track and wrecked into a bunch of people, and that's what caused our second big one. No, it was the first big one. No, yeah, it was the second one. I'm trying to remember which wreck it was last season where Gunn died in the middle of the pack, but it was brutal. We had cars flipping in the air and everything. McQueen and Igus trying to work together to get up front to the lead, but Igus is going to betray him, and here comes Tram and Crush Cube and Hubris all together trying to take a challenge at our juggernaut so far. The Super Speedway Merchant, Haruhi. Yes, that is an actual phrase for people who are good at Super Speedways, the Super Speedway Merchant. I know a couple people who actually are for in our racing. Crush Cube actually gets forced to the middle lane. Here comes Hubris to the bottom, almost gets on the yellow line. If you go under that yellow line and you pass someone, that's a penalty. And they will have to do a pass around pit road if that happens. So someone actually did get a penalty at this track last season. I believe it was Shadow. Go figure. But I don't remember exactly. I think it might have been Shadow. Tram gets a good run going into turn number 3. Is he going to clear Haruhi? No, he is not. Now Hubris on the bottom lane trying to help Tram take the lead, but Haruhi just doing the best defense we've seen at this track in a long time. Let's go further back in the pack again so we can get a better view. Let's go on Heihachi, who's now in the inside lane, making some moves. He's been in the back all day, same with Daisy in the 44, and now they're both up front, almost in the top 10. Meloetta and Raccoon now out back. That's how fast things change at this track. Both Meloetta and Raccoon were both up front, battling for the lead, and now they're at the back of the pack. That's how easy it is to get shuffled out of this track. It's like shuffling an Uno deck. You don't know which cards are going to be up front. You don't know which ones are going to change the game. That's the most philosophical you'll ever see me get on these streams. Even though I wouldn't really call that philosophical. Ooh, looks like a little bit of 4 wide back there, but nothing too much. I was considering bringing on a co-host for this race, but I considered it a bit too late, and I figured that if I wanted to do it then, it would just take too much time to get someone signed up for this. Bolsitter Pock in the 11, back in the pack again, just chilling. But Haruhi has not given up the lead since he took it away. Has now led 14 laps of this race out of 23, steadily making our way through it. Gonna take a swig of water real quick. Hopefully no one crashes while I do that. If they like to crash somewhere on this track, it's always on the back straightaway. Or in turns 3 and 4. Those are the calamity corners. That's what I figured out. Even though there was a front stretch wreck last year, still. I've yet to see a Cube do a blowover at this track, though. If they go fast enough, they might do a blowover, and that would be a sight to behold. Just aerodynamics doing their part. Also, Grimnir Nation, the 66, also trying to make his way into the top 10. Past Hubris in the 07. They're all darting around the place to get right to the bottom of the yellow line. As Heihachi is now getting shuffled back along with McQueen and 70-sider. Rotoad pushes the Grimnir Nation up the top. Here comes Gogo Mobile in the 13, Goob in the 00, and Daisy in the 44. And now Sad Knuckles. Will he try and make a bid for the lead? Oh no. I have no draft. Oh no. He's got a bit of a run out of turns 3 and 4. Let's see if he can actually get past Haruhi here with the momentum he's got. Oh, Amori Jr.'s coming to pit road. Oh, I believe green flag pit stops are already starting. Wow. That's a lot earlier than I expected it would be. But already we got Meloetta, Space Cube, and Amori Jr. all coming down pit road. So that's your first bit of green flag pit stops here at Talladega. Yep, that's green flag pit stops for sure. They're taking... Wait, or they're taking right side tires and 2 cans of fuel. It is perfectly normal to only take 2 tires at this track because the tire wear is pretty low compared to other tracks like Darlington or Rockingham where the surface is just really grady. But here, since you're going around the track at a big old angle, let's see who commits to pit road this time. A lot of people fanning out up top. Looks like some people are starting to commit. Toasto, Daisy. Oh, someone's spinning out. It's Crush Cube goes around. Is that going to cause a caution? He gets it corrected. But does the caution flag come out? I believe it did. If it did, that would probably... No, it didn't. No yellow from that. He saved it, and he manages to get on the pit road right behind Sun Cube and Shadow and all them. What a save from Crush Cube. Oh no, Blake came into chat as soon as the 24 went around. Oh no. But hey, what a save though. Let's see who else is going to come on the pit road though. Haruhi is continuing to lead. Gentle Cat, then Bowser, then Dragonite. These are the guys that have yet to pit. Looks like Bowser's going to stay out for a little bit longer. But everyone else is coming to pit road. You know what Crush Cube did? He did what Chase Briscoe did at the Talladega race last year, where he spun it on the pit road, but he couldn't get it started, and that caused a caution there. But He managed to save that thing. I wouldn't call that bad luck, though, as he managed to get out with everyone else. He only lost a few positions, and he can... Oh, whoa. Hubris and 70-sider make contact on pit road. That's definitely going to slow down their aerodynamics a little bit, because there is some debris on the pit road. And I believe Bowser is the last one that needs to come down now onto pit road. Where is he? There he is. There's your leader. I'm glad that there wasn't a caution there, because then a lot of people would have gotten trapped a lap down like what we had at Richmond, and that would have been really bad. But now Bowser coming down pit road, and he's going to give up his lead position. It looks like Igus and Pog didn't pit either, and neither did McQueen or Klonoa. Actually, Klonoa's a lap down, I think. He's in 36th. What happened there? Yeah, he's a lap down somehow. But some of those guys that went a lap down under the caution, like Crush Cube, Shadow, and 70-sider, they're all going to get their laps back now that Bowser and them are all on pit road. But these two especially, Igus and Pog, since they had better qualifying positions, they might actually be in a better spot since they took a while to come down pit road. But the thing about green flag pit stops like this is that you've got Haruhi out here all by herself, then Dragonite all by himself. These guys are just doing their own thing. They've got this like little group right here of Amori Jr., Go-Go-Mobile, Galaga, and Space Cube. Actually, Daisy benefited a lot off of those pit stops. She gained a bunch of spots. Oh, is the caution out? No, I thought the lights were yellow for a second. That's not the case. Bowser might actually rejoin this lead pack pretty quickly, and same with Igus and McQueen. He's now just getting off the apron as the leaders come out of turn 4. So he's going to rejoin this lead pack. But these guys are all going to group together pretty soon. So if what we had at Daytona was a precedent, then it looks like this race is going to be very similar, with everyone else getting strung out by these green flag pit stops. Oh, Klonoa's out of the race. Oh, you know what? I think Klonoa is out of the race because I think Klonoa might have gotten into Crush Cube and caused him to spin around. So more bad luck in this season for that 79, as he's going to be the first and only retirement of the race so far. But yeah, you can already see now that this group is starting to bunch together. They're going to be a bit of a pack soon. And then behind all of these guys is this group of 3 with Grimnir Nation, Igus, and McQueen. Then Sparked Up, Mellowit, and Among Us together. Then these guys all alone. And this pack of 4, Pac-Mobile, Gun, Baguette, and Goob. That's all the way to 26th. And these two all together, they're tandem drafting. Then this pack of 6, that kind of looks like a peepee. Whimsicott, Suncube, Raccoon, Sheepmobile, U-Haul, and Mr. Kill. Then Heihachi and One Piece together. Curb's all by himself. Crush Cube's all by himself. And oh, Hubris all by herself. Same with Shadow as well. So these guys back here, who are all the way by themselves, they're going to need a caution to get back up with these leaders. Because these guys pitted early, and these guys either had problems or pit road like Hubris and 70-sider did, or they were just slow on pit road in general. So they're really going to need a caution to catch up with these leaders. So hopefully this big pack right here causes something. Or maybe someone loses an engine and causes a wreck. Because that's what these guys up here need. Because Daisy's pack is running a 182 miles per hour. 70-sider is running a 171 all by himself. He is 10 miles per hour slower than the rest of this pack. And if we continue to have green flag pit stops for this whole race, that could lead to a really interesting finish with this whole group together. But now Daisy's going to lead a lap for the first time in this race in that 44. And Haruhi is now integrated within this pack with Road Toad, with Dump, with Tomcat, Gentle Cat. Space Cube's up here. Bowser actually is going to get integrated in this pack as well, so he's going to be battling for the lead at one point. And now they're already going 3 wide. That's a Talladega special, I tell you. Amori Jr. having a pretty good run as well. Had a very shit season 1. Had a very shit season 1 in the season 1 reboot. Having decent performance so far this season, so it's definitely an improvement. But with the departure of his race-winning teammate, Omori Sr., just looking to bring that name to victory lane once again. And Omori Sr. won at a super speedway. He won at, I believe it was Columbia. But that track is not on the schedule anymore, so maybe that Penske Racing line can continue on with that O2. And Gogomobile as well. But I think... Actually, are there any other cubes? Oh no, everyone else behind them, except for... Everyone in this pack except for the 16 of Galaga has not won a race, period. And I think the cube that's probably the most deserving of this is the 44 of Daisy, as she has come so close to victory lane so many times and has just not gotten it. But I don't know, if she stays in this lead pack, if she pits early like she did for the green flag pit stops, she might be in good hands. Like Allstate, you're in good hands. And the thing is, with these guys that are all alone by themselves, these guys are also going to get integrated into the pack with the leaders. So that's just going to make this pack faster. They're going to gain more speed with they're all clumped together, but I believe this little group behind them, led by Among Us in the 51, is going to start catching up to them pretty soon. They're going 181. These guys are going 182. These guys are running slightly slower, around the same lap times. We should contact Vegas. True. That's just the things of pack racing. You gotta find your group, you gotta vibe with them for a while, and then you battle with them till the end. I remember at Columbia last season, we had a photo finish to decide the winner. And that was the only photo finish we had all season, basically. Maybe today we'll get one, who knows. Super Speedway races in this game tend to not have photo finishes. But Daisy actually put a pretty decent distance out ahead of Bowser, who is now in second, but Sad Knuckles is easily going to take that away with help from the 23 of Dragonite. For those just tuning in, we have been caution-free so far in this race here at Talladega. Only one little incident with Crush Cube on pit road. He did a 360 on the entry to pit road, saved it, and there was no caution. And Klonoa ran into the back of him, I believe. That is the only retirement of this race. We've had no mechanical failures so far. And this lead pack is basically I believe, who are going to be the contenders for the win. But now Sad Knuckles is going for the lead with help from a Super Speedway winner. That is a 16 of Galaga. He won the Daytona 500 last season. He knows how to win at a track like this. Yeah. Just like today's race sponsor, Allstate, showing how you can avoid mayhem at Talladega of all places. But I must reiterate that every pole sitter and every race winner in this season are going to be eligible for the All-Star race at Rainbow Road at the end of this season. Actually, I am debating whether to change the track to something other than Rainbow Road, because Rainbow Road is a fun track, but the one that I chose for last season really didn't provide all that exciting of a race. So I think I'm going to change it to something a little bit more exciting. I think I'll reveal that when we get there, but it's going to be a fun track. I guarantee it. But now Sad Knuckles takes the lead for the first time since Daytona, another Super Speedway race, so getting some more bonus points for leading more laps. Mori's Jr. back to second. Gentle Cat now to third. Now, here comes the part of how are these lap cars going to be put into the field? And how much are they going to slow these leaders down? Sad Knuckles takes the outside lane to get around 70-sider, but looks like he's getting integrated pretty well into this pack. Final Fall. I don't think anyone's made Final Fall for this game. But someone has made a Donkey Kong track. It's not very good, though. I tested it with the AI, and the AI tend to wreck a lot. Ooh, Omori Sr. got very close to making contact with the 70th 70-sider there. That could have been big if the leaders were involved in that, I would tell you. There are some funny tracks for this game, though. There's one giant mountain region track that I know of that's just like one big... should I call it a Gran Turismo track? It's not really a Gran Turismo track. It's more of like a Burnout track. Ported to NR, except it's the original. And if you watch the hit YouTube series Idiots of NASCAR, you've probably seen it once or twice in some of the skits that are in that. I do recommend watching that series, though, even though some of its jokes have aged pretty well, and some of them aren't really as funny anymore because of the YouTube copyright system. But, oh well. Yeah. I mean, if the AI wrecks a lot, the race just isn't fun in the end. Ooh, you know what? I should hold the All-Star race at Charlotte, because that's the one where we had a wreck, the big one on lap 3, and that track is real crazy. I think that'd be a fun All-Star race, especially with less cubes going to be entered in that overall. That shouldn't be as bad as having all 42 of them. And also, for the All-Star race, I am going for all the cubes that, at the end of the season, that don't qualify. So those that either don't have wins or don't have pole positions, the top 3 in the All-Star Open, which is the race right before the All-Star race, they will qualify into the main event. And I'll also be holding a fan vote for those, plus for everyone that's in the Open that does not qualify for the main event. So once the All-Star Race weekend is upon us, I'll be posting the fan vote. I'll be making a Google document where you can sign up to vote for which one you want to race into the All-Star Race. So let's say Omori Jr. doesn't win a race, doesn't win a pole. You'll be able to vote for him in the fan vote just like you can for the IRL All-Star Race. Also, Sisyphus just took the lead for the first time. But Bowser's on the inside line trying to take it away. He's got that dog in him. That dog from that other 11 cube from last season. That is from the same owner. I believe he is in chat. Yes, he is. Hi, Red. Your cube is currently balling right now, but here comes Daisy in that 44 and Space Cube in that 31. By the way, Space Cube still has the fastest lap of the race. I don't think it's going to be any different until, like, we get a caution. Which, it might happen. They're getting pretty crazy up in this pack right here. But 70-sider has basically been left out to dry. Probably come from that contact on pit road with Hubris, but this little group right here is just trying to get up to everyone else as well. But 70-sider might slow them down. Daisy just took the lead on that lap, though, just barely ahead of Bowser. We are almost already halfway through this race. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier in this race, it is possible for a Super Speedway race to go caution-free. It's very rare. It happens more often at Daytona than anywhere else, but it is possible. It happened in 2003, I think? I'll have to double-check that later on, but... Also, poor 70-sider's now 2 laps down. Oh, you got teammates right there for Colleague Racing. Space Cube and Galaga. You can tell they're teammates because they have the same number font. Let me see if I can point out any other teammates in this field. Sad Knuckles doesn't have any. I believe Haruhi is teammates with Suncube? Yes, Suncube is teammates with Haruhi. They have a similar number font. Go-Go-Mobile has no teammates. I believe Sisyphus has no teammates, neither does Dragonite or Toasto. All these guys, I believe, don't have teammates. Well, McQueen, obviously. Actually, no. Hedgerton and Omori Jr. are teammates. They don't have the same number font, but I swear they're from the same team. Tram has no teammates, neither does Igus or Grimir Nation. Gun, no. Baguette, no. Hawk, I think, has teammates. Actually, no. Packmobile has a teammate. He's got, where's the Roush? There he is. There's Toasto. Toasto and Packmobile are teammates because they both have Roush numbers. Roush Fenway Racing numbers. There's Suncube, there's U-Haul and Sheepmobile. Oh, never mind. Hedgerton, Air Traffic Cone, and Omori Jr. are all teammates. Mr. Kill's all on his own, so is Whimsicott, so is Goldsteel. Curb, no. Heihachi, no. Yeah, none of these guys really have any teammates. I don't think Crush Cube either. Which I'm surprised that Crush Cube doesn't have any teammates, because we had so many numbers from that team last season, and now we only have one. Well, they're not really teammates, they're more hypothetical teammates, but actually now that I see it, this second pack of cubes is actually catching up to them. They're actually catching up to our leaders, so we might actually have a pretty big battle for the lead in the next coming laps. Oh, wow, what a cut from the 82 of Sad Knuckles to get back down to the bottom lane. Very bold move from that 82. But he's being hunted down by Bowser right now, who just got a great exit off of 2. Rotoad as well. Rotoad, might I tell you, he started last. He actually missed the first round of qualifying, but he had an engine problem, and he started last because of that. And now, he's in 3rd. How about that? Yeah, he's got no combi. Actually, I realized I got a new ticker. Oh shit. Wrong button. I pressed the advanced frame button by accident. I hope that didn't fuck up anything on Streamlabs. Okay, it didn't. Good. I just switch back to my tabs. We have a new blue ticker now that I downloaded off of the interwebs. It's the MBC ticker. Right now, the cube that has led the most amount of laps is the 55 of Haruhi. She's now up to 4th. But Sad Knuckles now is also doing a pretty good job. No combi. He's doing a pretty good job of having some defense against Bowser right now. But Bowser's done a really good job at running up to people and passing them, so. Massive crash off screen. Yeah. I mean, really the only thing I think that can cause a crash in some of these big packs is if someone blows an engine. Because that's what happened last year, is that Gun blew an engine in the middle of the pack last year. Got turned by someone, then came back up the track on the tri-oval and then caused a bunch of people to wreck. It was chaos. 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 Yeah, this line is now doing a little bit of a freight train, but they are catching up to our leaders. So now Spark It Up, Hedgerton, McQueen, Grimnir, Among Us, Igus, Tram, and Meloetta, they're all going to be potentially fighting for the lead if they all pit together. Or if they all pit around the same time, they'll be integrated into the pack once again. But we should be getting close to that second round of pit stops relatively soon. Now Daisy trying to go for the lead once again. I want to see someone get turned on the front straightaway and have a blowover. That'd be funny. So you've got 2 Super Speedway merchants. You've got Galaga and Daisy, who know how to do well at tracks like these. But remember, last season, Daisy also got disqualified for wrecking someone intentionally at, I believe it was Columbia. That whole race was crazy. Metamorphosis. Sad Knuckles now just staying ahead. But now Daisy's going to try and make a run for the lead. Can the 82 get down to the bottom? Yes, he can. He stays ahead of the 44 for now, as we have officially crossed the halfway point of this race. Right now. Right meow. Mirror, you don't have your mirror weapons or armor. Daisy's got a good run out of turn number 2, though she's got a dive at the bottom, but Space Cube is going up there as well, and now she's taking a look for the lead. Looks like Tram has lost touch with the pack, and someone behind him did as well. I believe it was Tram and Meloetta that has lost touch with the pack. Looks like Igus might as well, but she's still got a little bit of draft behind the 66 of Grimnir. She's trying to follow his line. Or maybe not. Maybe she's trying to drift with Gentle Cat. Drafting at this track is especially important. Like in kart, you do drafting and you're like, now I can catch up to the leaders. But might I remind you, there's a time when in racing where drafting just consisted of locking bumpers with someone else and just tag teaming with them for the entire race. That was called tandem drafting, and that was the most badass shit you could ever have. And then they banned it. Now you can't do it anymore. I'm so sad. Probably because tandem drafting also led to a catch fence, a car getting flipped into the catch fence in 2009. Still one of the craziest finishes of all time. I recommend you go look it up. It's the 2009 Aaron's 499 finish. That whole race was insane, but that wreck at the end was just legendary. And the guy who was involved in that wreck, Carl Edwards, he got out of his car after that wreck, and he ran to the finish line. He finished like right there in the grass, right before the start-finish line. And he ran all the way to the finish line to officially count himself as being done with the race. What a Chad. It's too bad he rage quit after 2016. Hey. But now Daisy is catching up to the lap cube of Crush Cube, who had that issue on pit road. They're all going to dive to the bottom to get around him. He might have aerodynamics damage, so they're all going to have to try and get around him as quickly as possible so that they don't get slowed down. Looks like they're going to split the middle, but is he going to comply with that? They might actually take him 4 wide here. Ooh, this is not looking good. If he takes them 4 wide, that would be really bad. Oh, he's going to take him 4 wide. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like this at all. This is where the wrecks happen. Oh, they're getting really dicey now. As now Sad Knuckles is not going to let him get to the bottom. Never mind, he will. They get out of that hectic mess real quick. And now, it looks like Hedgerton in the 06 is going for the lead. He hasn't been up front all day, but now that his pack is caught up, he's going to get... Oh, but he's not going to get enough time to get past Among Us and Daisy, as now Sisyphus gets shifted up. Oh, a lot of people just dive to the top lane. I think some people are trying to commit to pit road. Yep. Second round of pit stops has begun. Looks like Gogomobile, Toasto, Sad Knuckles, Crush Cube, and Space Cube all coming down. So is Meloetta. So here's your first round of pit stops on the second green flag run. Now remember, Haruhi was leading before when the last round of pit stops started. So let's see who'll be leading once we all get together again. Together. But I'd say the pit window is around 27 laps, because that's when they last pitted, around lap 27. You can tell when people are about to pit, because the AI just, like, freaks out for a second and just goes to the top lane before people start going to the pit. So there's Hedgerton, he's going to the top. That means he is not going to pit this lap, most likely. So it's looking like Sisyphus and Among Us will, and they do. So does Road Toad, Shadow's on pit road, so is Galaga, Dragonite, Omori Jr., Gentle Cat, and Spark It Up. And Tram. Looks like Igus stayed out, so did Haruhi and Bowser. Mr. Kill came down pit road, so did Sun Cube and Sheepmobile and Cold Steel. But Daisy, Hedgerton, and McQueen stay out for now. They'll have to come down eventually, though. Bowsy, Haruhi, and Igus in their little group together. So are they taking 4 tires this time? No, they're only taking 1 can of fuel. Interesting. What are they cooking? I don't know what they're cooking with their strategies, but this is... Did you watch it, Blade? Oh my god, you did. Yeah, shades of Ricky Bobby. That wreck was insane. I remember watching it live back in 2009. My little shitter brain was blown. You can see how far back Hedgerton is on pit road from where he qualified. Yeah, they're not taking tires. They're only taking gas. No tires, just gas. Although McQueen's taking an extended amount of time on pit road. I don't know why. He's going to be in a lot of trouble here if he's on pit road. Oh, never mind. He just got out. So he's going to be with everyone else. Oh, wait. Someone pitted for damage. It was the 70. Oh, well, the 70-sider. That makes sense. There's your pole sitter, Pock, on pit road once again. Anyone else coming on? Looks like Goob is in. Whimsicott is in. I believe everyone's come down pit road now. So now we just wait and see who the leader is. I believe it's going to be Shadow? No, it's not going to be Shadow. It's going to be Among Us. Among Us and Sisyphus, the dynamic duo. Actually, I think Daisy might... Can we have crashes like that in this? If you can recreate crashes like this. There's like a 2-hour video on YouTube of like someone recreating a shit ton of crashes from across like the history of the sport in this game. It's really interesting. It takes like a lot of takes though to recreate crashes in this game. But now your 3 leaders after pit road has ended are Daisy, Amogus, and Sisyphus. Daisy's gonna keep the lead. So she came onto pit road as the leader and is gonna come out as a leader. But now Sisyphus is gonna go all the way from 8th to 2nd. Then McQueen in 4th, then 5th is Hedgerton, then Golgomobile, Road Toad. Grimmo Nation has moved up a little bit since that stop. And now these guys all back here are working together to get back up front. You can have blowovers in this game. You can't. If you like purposely spin yourself out with like a regular mod, and you on like a track like this at full speed, you're probably gonna do a blowover. But you can modify the game to make it easier to do that. But sometimes it just looks kind of fucked if you do it like that. Like you go get crazy airtime. I believe the other Among Us cube we had last season almost won this. Excuse me, almost won this race last year. So that lineage is being carried down by the 51 here, as he leads the lap for the first time this race. These 3 are pretty slow altogether, all things considered. They're only going about 175. These guys are going 179, 177. And then this group right here is going 180. So in a few laps, we'll see these guys close up the rest of the field together. Some Cub Cyan. Yeah, you said that. You said, oh damn, that's badass in the exact same way twice. That's hilarious. But I know someone that'd be very happy if Daisy went to victory lane today. I think it's looking pretty likely. Considering so far, we've had a very, well, besides what happened to Crush Cube, we've had a pretty clean race today. Still caution-free, which is blasphemy for Talladega standards. But once we get to Bermuda, and once we get to our other 2 super speedways, Bermuda and Pensacola, oh boy, those tracks are going to be crazy nightmarish. Those tracks are going to be nightmarish. Because Bermuda is basically, it's got 3 corners instead of 4. It's basically a triangle like Pocono. But it's a super speedway, so all the corners are different. And the AI gets really, really weird. I've had a cube crash into a bunch of barrels and flip over at that track before. In the original season, too. And then Pensacola, I've actually never ran before. But I've seen it in another league that I'm in, and that track is crazy fun to watch. Actually, I don't remember what track we have coming up next. Let me double check. I believe it's Michigan. No, it's Kentucky. For this next set of 4, we have this Talladega, then Kentucky, then Rockingham, and then Watkins Glen. This will be our next group of 4. Then after that is Bermuda, Michigan, Martinsville, and Road Atlanta. Then Pensacola, Nashville, Phoenix, and Montreal. Then Coca-Cola Super Speedway, Bristol, the Chicago Street Course, and then we end off with Homestead, Miami Speedway. Yes, it actually is the Bermuda Triangle. It is a fictional track, but it is meant to be located in the Bermuda Triangle, which is a neat little bit. But right now, the fate of the race really depends on this group right here being led by Omori Jr. to catch up to not just Hedgerton up here, but to this pack of 5 and then this pack of 3 who are doing a pretty good job keeping the lead all to themselves right now. But now they're catching up to both Shadow and Hubris, who are 38th and 39th respectively. These two probably had some issues on pit road. I know Hubris had that contact, but I don't know what happened to Shadow. I don't know why he's all the way back here. Yeah. If you die in Bermuda, you die in real life. And then Coca-Cola Super Speedway is a fun one too, because that one, they go up to 270 miles per hour. It is the fastest track we have. And I've seen some nasty crashes there. But let's see how these guys deal with our leaders, as they are technically on pace, so they could just be integrated into the pack pretty quickly. But Among Us is taking no prisoners. He wants to put Shadow a lap down. This group of 5 still freight training it back here, but these guys have also decided to freight train a little bit. Just all around, not too much action in terms of passing, but once the leaders start getting clumped up again, then we can really see some... Actually, this group right here is catching up to our leaders really quick. They're at 178, and there's Gogolmobile. So yeah, they're catching up real quick. Just be glad I'm not running Pigs Creek like I did last year. Oh boy, that track was something. I decided to run even more cracked super speedways. Now Gogolmobile and the rest of the guys back here have caught up to our leaders as Hubris and Shadow get pushed out of this lead pack. And since they're drafting off of Shadow now, they'll all be able to contend for the lead and possibly for the win. I'd like to see Road Toad have some redemption after being snuffed out of a win in Richmond. And this pack right here is also starting to bunch up again with Galaga in the 16 making some moves. And Igus and Haruhi battling back here for 18th or 18th and 19th, I believe. Or 17th and 18th. There they are. Gogolmobile has caught up to the leaders. They're 3 wide for the lead as Sisyphus stays out front. Daisy, though, still looking to try and make an effort to get back up front and lead more laps than Haruhi does. Because you do get 5 bonus points for leading more laps than anyone else, so that's good if you're fighting for a championship. And that's what Daisy's doing, so... But Haruhi's also got to take that mentality in fighting for a championship as well, if she even gets up here before in last round of pit stops. So long, Ricky Booby. This pack right here is going 182. They're going 181, so they are just slightly slower than this pack that Omori Jr. is leading. Sisyphus still out front. Looks like Lightning McQueen's going to try and go for the lead. He has not won in a very, very long time, so he is looking forward to getting back in victory lane here today. And Hubris has not won in quite a while either. Had a bit of a slump after she went on a winning spree early on in Season 1. And here comes Lightning McQueen to the inside. He's going to take the lead for the first time in this race. And if you were here for watching Season 1, you remember that Lightning McQueen was pretty much dog shit all year, except for the road courses. And then he was also dog shit there because he finished last on a track he qualified second at. I believe that was Montreal. Do it for Canada. Now Tosto up to third, Grimnir Nation to fourth. And now Daisy and Sisyphus get shuffled out to the inside lane. You can see that pack with Omori Jr. right there is closing up very quick. Now 4 seconds back and slowly gaining each lap. Let's see if they'll actually be able to battle. They still got one more cycle of pit stops left before the end of this race. Now Grimnir Nation, the 66, making a move down to the bottom. And yeah, we've not had a single mechanical failure so far in this race, which I'm shocked because we had like 7 of them in Talladega last year. McQueen leads. Road Toad is not going to get passed by Grimnir Nation for second. 66 also going for the lead. Gogolmobile has a chance to get down to the bottom lane here, but he's not going to take it. It's now Tosto with some tandem draft help from Daisy. Ooh, Daisy looks to the bottom. She's going to get there, though. And she's going to get past Tosto here on the inside lane. Very bold move by the 44. Honestly, Red, if I'm going to be fair, if they're racing like this the whole time, I think we might actually go caution-free. Because if there's so much area to pull off to if you blow an engine and stop, that there probably won't be a caution for that. Then again, phantom cautions or debris cautions can still happen, even though they're very rare. But if we get one of those, that'll definitely bunch up the field again. This is a pretty sizable lead pack. I mean, I could throw a fun yellow if I wanted to guarantee we get a good finish. But that would have to be after the green flag pit stops start, but I wouldn't do that. The only time I would purposely throw yellows is that if a lot of people are about to go a lap down. I just want to get them back in the pack again. But who knows, you manifest engine failure in one of these packs so that we have a mild one, I suppose. These guys are all starting to freight train again. You're faster in a single line. As soon as I say that, Igus jumps out of the line. What a rebellious goober. Yeah, single file training all by yourself is actually faster in general. But being in a pack isn't too bad either. Like a pack of wolves. But the only two in this pack that are not battling for the win are Shadow and Hubris because they're both a lap down. And there's no free pass in this game, so Hubris will not get her lap back if a caution comes out, unfortunately. Blade, if you manifest an engine failure and if it happens to crush Cube, I'm gonna mock you for that if that happens. That would be really funny. But yeah, next race, Kentucky, should be a good one, because that was a very entertaining race last season. That ended up, we had a crash on the last lap there, where we had a big one on the backstretch. And we had Cole on the commentary box there. Sisyphus, though, doing a good job out front. Getting help from the 07 of Hubris, who is on pace, but needs to pass Sisyphus before a caution comes out to get her lap back, and that's what she's trying to do. And here she goes, trying to get her lap back. Yeah. They're going 3 wide, which may slow them down a little bit. They're going 179 in that corner. Oh, yeah. This group is catching up real quick. They're at 3.2 seconds now behind our leaders. Now being led by Haruhi and Amori Jr. Oh, yeah, by the way, that Fontana race, that California race we had a few weeks ago is actually my most viewed modern Cubecar race so far. We got over 100, which is nice. Parker's got a lot of people in chat for that race, but it'll probably be the same here, because last season Talladega was the most viewed race, and that one for good reason. The caution on lap 69, probably. It's happened before, it can happen again. I think it happened at Pigs Creek last year. Let's go. You know what? Let's go on board with Haruhi for a lap here at Talladega. Let's see what it's like inside the mind of a cube. Fontana, California? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's where the track is located in California. Yeah, you can see Haruhi's slowly gaining distance on our leaders right there. But now looks like Among Us is going to take the lead again. Yeah, POV, you're a cube. I do find it funny because people do make modded interiors for these cars, but only if they do have actual 3D models. I believe there is a default view model if there is no modeled 3D model. Oh, they're going 4 wide for the lead. Here comes McQueen on the bottom lane. Passing both Daisy and Among Us for the lead. How about that? And they made that work. They made that shit work. You know what? Good on McQueen. That was a hell of a pass. And here comes Road Toad on the inside as well with help from Grimnir Nation. There's my 8-Wild Racing. Why did he say that? If you know, you know. That's a good YouTube channel. So everyone in the top 8 is all in this pack. and Shadow and Hubris are just doing their own thing. And then everyone all the way up to, I believe, top 15, 18th are all in this pack. We still got one more round of green flag pit stops to go. They last pitted around lap 52, so I'd say around 80-something. Oh, they're going 4 wide again with Shadow and Toasto getting really close for comfort there. Jeez, they really want to wreck each other right now. Like, they really, really badly want to wreck each other. But now Grimnir Nation, here comes Golgomobile in the 13, but the 66 and the 95 are going to block him going into 3. As Daisy gets shuffled out. And now Hubris is just almost in drafting range of that 44. And as she starts drafting, then everyone else behind her starts getting that air, and that's how they start catching up quickly. Queen in the 92. When I say 92, 95. God, I'm tired. I had a very, very chaotic day today. He's making his move. Golgomobile in the 13 as well. Yeah, I mean, Shadow's a lap down. He's not really contending for the win, but if there's one cube in this lead pack that deserves to win the most, it's either the 95 or the 44. Uh-oh. Oh, the 56 has Sun Cube is on pit road, and so is Sad Knuckles. I believe. Oh, they're already taking pit stops. Sun Cube had an engine problem. He came to pit road. So did Sad Knuckles. I believe that might actually start our green flag pit stops run soon. Yes, Golgomobile and Toasto and Omori Jr. Oh god. Oh god, are they gonna make it to the end on fuel? Wait, how much fuel are they taking? Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. They might not make it to the end on fuel. We might have a fuel mileage finish at Talladega. Oh god. That's not good. That's a bad sign. For those who don't know what a fuel uh-oh. Suncube, what are you doing? Oh my god, he almost did a LePage. He almost just wrecked the field. He's getting in front of Bowser. He's holding up the 85 as he goes to the top of the track. What are you doing? What a weird move by Suncube, but now more people are coming onto pit lane. What a move by Igus there to get to the bottom of Galaga and Dragonite. But Suncube's got that engine damage. He is currently really slow. As now both the 19 and the 16 are being held up behind him. But for those who don't know, a fuel mileage finish is when not everyone can make it to the end on fuel. So it's basically a gamble on who has the best strategy at the end of the race. Grief for Sonic. We had, I think, 2 fuel mileage finishes last season. Actually, we only had 1. It was Pocono. And that's where the 5 of Hee 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 Ha outlasted literally everyone else on fuel and went on to win the race. Oh no, that was Indianapolis, I think. Pocono and Indianapolis both had fuel mileage finishes. And here comes, oh, you can hear them braking now. There goes Rotoad, Haruhi, Shadow, and Gentle Cat. Bowser's coming in, so is Dragonite, Igus, and Galaga. This pack probably matters the most, because these guys all battle for lead. This is the most amount of leaders we have coming up. Anti-lap grief. All these guys coming down together are all important to the lead pack. And are they all taking 1 can of fuel? Oh my god, they're not even taking tires. They have literally only taken right side tires this whole race. Someone's gonna lose a tire going into a corner and they're gonna cause the big one. It's not probably unlikely to happen, but I can feel it in my bones. Something bad's gonna happen because they're not taking tires. Also, 70-Sider taking the extended stop on pit road. He probably got damage. Or fixing damage from earlier. There he goes, off now. So McQueen is back out front. Actually, is he? Yeah, he is. I believe he's not pitted yet. Yeah, McQueen is not pitted. Just like in the movie, he is not pitted yet. But if he doesn't pit now, he's going to lose. If a caution comes out now, basically everyone is fucked. That would be horrendous. Grimmer Nation is on pit road, so is Hubris. Among Us, I believe, is also on pit road, so is Daisy. And there he goes, the last one to come down this long green flag pit stop. The thing is, now that he pitted so late, he's the most likely to make it to the end on fuel, because he managed to stretch it out the furthest. And I believe Amugas is going to be the leader, wherever he is. Oh, we've got a little bit of a lead pack right here. Where there's Amugas and there's Grimmer Nation. So all these guys behind them are all going to catch up, and there's Daisy not too far behind either. Although I think her and Haruhi are going to work together to get back up front. There's, I guess, Bowser and Gentle Cat together. So overall, more Super Speedway leader casualties than usual, but McQueen now on the apron. Checkered flag, here I come. Oh no, McQueen's lost the tire. You know, that actually happened IRL once, a few years ago. It was really funny. So it's like Cold Steel and Hubris might actually get their laps back. Ooh, Cold Steel. Really trying to fight with McQueen here. Thing is, he's all by himself, basically. These guys are all together. Strength in numbers is a real decider here at tracks like these. They are rapidly catching up to both Cold Steel and McQueen. The next one to go a lap down, I believe, is Kerr, but I don't think McQueen's going to get to him before the end of this race, although I never really know if he will or not. You know, we could always have that one random debris caution to throw things out of whack. Meloetta is back up to a lead lap position. Really, I believe her and McQueen are the only two in this lead pack that have won a race in general. So a lot of potential first-time winners here. Hubris and Daisy are now about to be swallowed up by both about this 5-car pack right here. Gentle Cat, I guess, Bowser, Shadow, and Amori Jr. So these guys are hoping for a caution, basically, because I don't think they can catch these leaders on speed. Unless they do. I believe they can. I just don't know if everyone's going to make it on fuel, because we have just about 14 laps of this race left. I don't know. What was their last run? 23. So, they might all make it to the end on fuel. I'm just a bit skeptical because they haven't taken left side tires at all. So that might also be a deciding factor in how this race ends. Because their lap times now are still not that great overall compared to earlier. Oh, we actually have a new fastest lap. It's the 51 of Amugas. You know, it's the fastest lap of the race. But McQueen's still all by himself, but like I said, he's all alone. He's not going to get much momentum. Actually, they're spreading out quite a bit right now. Oh, it's because of Suncube. Suncube slowed them all down. And now this whole lead pack has now caught up, kind of. They're all going to be drafting off of each other for a little bit. But once they all catch up to each other, we'll have a real race setting up real soon. Because now Hubris is drafting off of Grimmer Nation, who's having Tosto and Meloetta draft off of her, who's having Road Toad draft off of Meloetta, who's having Haruhi drafting behind him, then Daisy and Omori Jr., then Igus, then Shadow, then Bowser. So they're all just kind of daisy chained together like a bunch of VGA cables. And what McQueen doesn't need right now is a caution. He doesn't need anyone to blow up. He doesn't need a debris on the track. He just needs to make it to the end without any problems whatsoever. And once these guys start forming up into a pack together, they'll slow each other down, and that'll cause the guys behind them to catch up, and then also bunch up, which will allow everyone, I think up to Bowser, to get to them. So I think everyone all the way up to Bowser has a shot of winning this race if they can get to the leaders before the white flag, or the checkered flag. But now they have caught up to McQueen, they have put Cold Steel out of his misery, and now that 51's going for the lead. You've got 3 field fillers in this top 5. Sisyphus and Golgomobile are the only 2 that are going for the championship in this race. Yeah, this is basically the 2019 Super Speedway package. Not 2019, this is the 2018 Super Speedway package. Among Us, though, going for the lead. And now a second pack has formed in the back, led by Meloetta, followed by Toasto, Road Toad, Haruhi, Amori Jr., Daisy, and Igus, kind of. And then these 2. But they are gaining speed compared to this pack right here. So expect those guys to be within the leaders in a few laps. But they are catching up to the lap car of Curb. If they'll get there, who knows, but Space Cube using the middle line to push McQueen back up the track. He's going to let that happen. Now that second pack is also getting pretty racy. Toasto now the leader of that pack. As both Road Toad and Haruhi get to the bottom lane. Looks like Hubris and Daisy and Igus are all starting to catch up a little bit. They're catching that draft. They're going the same speed as this lead pack. Now McQueen gets shuffled out. We'll watch the 17s of Toasto's time after they cross the finish line, see how much they've gained. Oh wow, they gained a lot. They went from 2.17 to 1.84. So Toasto is catching up to our leaders with this pack, so we could have a very good finish on our hands potentially. I say that at Super Speedways, and we always mostly have one person lead the last lap. We did have a photo finish last season, so unfortunately the track we had that photo finish at is gone, but hey, it could always happen. It could happen at any track, really. Haruhi has led the most laps in this race so far at 17, and now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different leaders in this race. Not as many as last year, but we still have some in this pack who have not led a lap, period, in this race. Like Golgomobile, Grimnir Nation, Space Cube. Oops, wrong button. But Haruhi is almost there. She is just in the draft of Cold Steel, trying to get there as fast as possible. They're going 180, she's going 182. She's trying to get that lead lap back so that Among Us doesn't take it. Here comes Golgomobile in the 13 trying to lead a lap for the first time tonight. Actually, no, he has led 2 laps. Space Cube is not led any laps this race. McQueen also needs to lead 2 laps to beat Haruhi's line. They're freight training behind them, but they are all within the lead pack as they are 3 wide for the lead with around less than 10 laps to go. Looks like Among Us has the bit of an advantage. Will he dive down to the bottom? They're 3 wide for second now. The bottom lane is not clear. Here comes McQueen on the bottom with help from Space Cube, and here comes the 55. Everyone all the way up to Igus is in this drafting line. They're all pretty much daisy chaining with each other, like I said. And speaking of Daisy, she's in that pack too. She could probably steal a win here today if everyone else gets shuffled out. She's in a really good spot right now. But now they're catching up to the 01 of Curb. Let's see how they can deal with him. And if they integrate him into the pack like they did with Hubris and Igus. Or no, not Hubris and Igus. Hubris and Shadow. But he is on pace, so he might actually be able to join up with them. He's just kind of chilling right now. Space Cube now trying to go for the lead, but Haruhi is right there. But Haruhi's going to get blocked on the inside lane by Curb, but Curb is relatively on pace compared to our leader, so he's not going to be too much of a roadblock. Life is like roadblocks. And now Haruhi, with the help of Curb blocking the outside lane, is going to take the lead away. Meloetta, a Super Speedway winner, is in second. Tosto in third. Road Toad fourth in that bottom lane. And everyone else behind them can still go for the lead if Haruhi and them in front of them gets shuffled out. But the question is, can they make it to the end with the tires that they have? As they've only taken left side tires in this race so far. You can't blow out tires. The AI cannot blow out tires in this game, but they can with random mechanical failures, but not naturally like you can in a normal race. They are 4 wide back there between Iga, Sisyphus, Daisy, and McQueen, but McQueen is the first one to back out of that one. And now Daisy gets shuffled out to the outside lane. Now they're catching up to Suncube again. This is going to change things for sure. We're going to have to figure out which lane he's going to take once they catch up to him. He's way off the pace. He goes down to the bottom. Oh, what a move by the 55 of Haruhi to get around the outside. That's basically separated the pack in 2. What a disaster. He's basically forced everyone to go around him. Because he is off the pace with that engine problem. And that's going to probably put a lot of these guys out of contention to win if they can't get up to speed fast enough. But these guys are now overall much slower because they don't have as many people with them now. Now Mori Jr., Igus, Bruner Nation, McQueen, and Colseal have all broken away, even though Colseal's a lap down. And they've all gotten around Suncube. The next one they have to get past, I believe, is 70-Sider, who is also off the pace. But he's much further ahead than everyone else. But Haruhi now doing a good job at staying out front. Let's see if she can get that win. But Road Toad, Meloetta, and Tosto are right there. And you've got Omori, Cube, and Igus behind them as well, leading that second pack, who are 3 miles an hour faster on the straightaway. They are hustling to get back up there. Looks like Daisy's out of contention for this one as she has lost the draft entirely, I believe. But these guys back here can still make it up front before the end of this race. They have the freight train now to get as much draft as they can to catch up to Tosto. They basically have to follow his air. But now Meloetta goes to the bottom to try and disrupt that flow. And she's going to try and pass to Road Toad for a second and try and get to the lead. If a yellow flag comes out, they might have a green-white checkered, but I don't think that'll happen. But Omori Jr. doing a really good job at leading the second pack to try and all fight for a win. But Haruhi is just putting on an absolute masterclass of defense right now. Before she had to come down for the first round of pit stops, she has been probably the most defensive cube of the race. But let's see how she can handle a bunch more contenders potentially catching up to her in these last couple of laps. McQueen now trying to pass Omori Jr. for that lead of the pack. Slowing down their momentum a little bit, but they are still slower overall. And now McQueen is officially caught up. Grimnir Nation goes way up the track. Don't know what he was doing there. Tosto also trying to make a move, but Haruhi with that excellent defense once again. But she's going to have to deal with a lot of people now as we have 3 laps to go at Talladega. Hopefully no caution to end it this time like we had last year. Haruhi's driving the race of her life right now, trying to stay ahead of that 17. Tosto also driving the race of his life right now, having the best run so far this season. But now Road Toad has been shuffled out. Now McQueen and Igus are now in the picture. And I believe today is unfortunately a day that Daisy's not going to win, as she has lost the draft entirely. 2 laps to go this time by. Tosto's right on the back bumper of Haruhi, but he's not making any moves. Now Tosto goes to the bottom. Haruhi's not clear. Tosto now going for the lead. Melawada's going to go to second because Haruhi's going to get shuffled out. McQueen in the 95, Igus in the 19, Road Toad in the 96. Where will they go in this final 5 miles? 70-sider's the next one they got to catch up to. He is slightly off the pace, but they could probably get around him relatively easily, but he may decide who ends up winning this race. McQueen now gets shuffled out. Tosto really needs a miracle here to end up getting to the end. Omori Jr. now to the bottom of the track. Gets past Sisyphus. White flag this time by. Who's going to win it at Talladega? The 19 goes to the bottom of the track to try and take the lead. Tosto goes down to block. Omori Jr. now in the bottom lane as well. He probably has a chance to get up here, but Road Toad also goes to the bottom lane. Igus had a great run out of turn number 2, but Tosto still holding on to lead, but 70-sider is there. Is the 19 going to use the 70 as a pick? No, they will not. He's going to go to the top lane on this final 2 corners. All Tosto needs is to have the 19 lose her momentum going into 4. It's going to be close. Now Road Toad goes to the bottom of the track, but Tosto's going to go down the block. And he's going to do it. Tosto's going to win at Talladega. And you know how many laps he led this race? Only 2. You don't need to lead most of the amount of laps here. You just need to lead it when it counts. It's like a game of Splatoon 3. It doesn't matter till the end. But first career win for that 17. Another contender for Rookie of the Year. Another second place finish for Igus this season. And your top 10 is Tosto, then Igus, then Road Toad, Omori Jr., Grimnir Nation, Space Cube, Lightning McQueen gets another top 10. Then Sisyphus, Melawada, and Haruhi falls all the way back to 10th after getting shuffled out towards the end of this race. And her only retirement is the 79 of Klonoa. Unfortunate for that team. But what a race. Caution-free at Talladega. We went caution-free at Daytona, too. And we've so far gone 2-2 for super speedways being caution-free. And I am very okay with that, because those have had some pretty good finishes. Let me just export that again. Just double check that I got that right. And that is it for Talladega. Join us on this Friday. Our next couple of races will be this Friday and this Saturday. We'll be running Kentucky next, which is this track. And then after that on Saturday, we'll be running at my home track, Rockingham, for race number 7. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. This was the race at Talladega, and I'll see y'all around for Kentucky on Friday. Good night.